Hello and welcome to the Monster Truck Times, where we discuss info, updates, and thoughts on the current state of the sport of monster trucks. Today we are going to be discussing the end of the Monster Jam season and thoughts about the World Finals lineup, plus much more, so stay tuned. Let's start off with Monster Jam Series Red with Tom Meents leading with 445 points. In second place we have Adam Anderson with 430 points, 15 points behind Tom. We have one race left in Salt Lake City, Utah, with a possible 36 points on the line to make the difference in the leaderboard. So, with that information, it is technically possible for Adam to take the lead, but honestly, my view is that Tom is going to take the win here. It would literally take Tom breaking down Max D for Adam Anderson to get the lead. This series was very good this year. It had a lot of action to it. Very unpredictable. There were a lot of winners, a lot of different winners throughout the year. And we even had a middle of the year leader change, which in this type of point series doesn't really happen as often as other types of competitions, because usually someone will run away with it, but it was rather late in the series that Tom Meents got the lead over, I believe it was Adam Anderson, who had it before him. Next up, let's talk about Series Yellow. Ryan Anderson taking the win for that one. In my opinion, this series, though really good with a very stacked lineup, the only problem was kind of predictable. It came down to mainly three drivers taking wins. It did change up, but not as often as I'd like, with Tyler Menninga, Ryan Anderson, and Camden Murphy being the main three that would usually win events. Though, along with that, the entertainment value was very good. I like this tour. I just wish that it was a little more unpredictable. We kind of saw after a few weeks who was going to win. Next up is Arena Series Central, with Christian Anderson leading with 993 points. And Tony Oach is in second place with 950 points, 43 points behind. We have 6 races left for this series, 3 in Lincoln, Nebraska, 3 in Manchester, New Hampshire, with 192 possible points left in this series. Given that Tony Oach is only 43 points behind, this is going to be a stellar battle for the last 2 weekends of this series, and I am very excited to watch it. I really want to see if Tony can climb up his way into the first spot over Christian Anderson. This has been a really good battle all year long, and it was even interesting to see Tony in the first place spot in one weekend before Christian came back to it. So this tour was very good this year. Let's do Arena Series East Tour next, with Weston Anderson as your technical winner. One race left in Charleston, West Virginia, but by mathematics, Weston Anderson already has the championship. Another series that had a points lead change up in the middle, as Cody Saucier was in the lead for a lot of the beginning of the series, with Weston Anderson taking over in the middle of the series and taking the points lead. This was a very interesting tour. I was waiting to see if Cody could make his way back up to the points lead over Weston Anderson, but Weston really took off in that second half of the season, getting win after win after win. So yeah, this was a real fun series to watch also. And finally, for our point series for 2022 for Monster Jam, we have the West Series, with Brandon Vincent in the lead with 1,172 points. In second place, we have Tristan England with 1,046 points, which is 126 points behind. We have 4 races left in Colorado Springs, Colorado, with a possible 128 points left. Now, after this, we actually do have 3 more races in Green Bay, Wisconsin, but since there's only 6 trucks going, I do not think it's actually for points, but I could be wrong. Either way, with Tristan England 126 points behind Brandon Vincent, It is a very, very slim, but probably not going to happen chance that Tristan could overtake Brandon in such a little amount of time. So I think we're probably going to end up calling Brandon this winner, as far as I can tell. This series this year was probably my least favorite because the points became kind of a runaway. The star power was amazing, but like the Stadium Tour Yellow, the results were fairly predictable. That is it for our Monster Jam Point series for 2022. Next bit of news is the Toughest Monster Truck Tour winner for 2022 has been crowned. Your winner of the Toughest Monster Truck Tour 2022 series is Dalton Widner, just barely edging out Brandon Budd in Bigfoot in the final race of the season. This season was really fun to watch because of the surprise of Dalton actually getting up in points. At first, I thought that Brandon was going to basically dominate the whole season. But after a while, Dalton started to get some wins under his belt, and he was able to climb himself up to number 1. So a very big congratulations to him. Next part of this video is a little bit of bad news. It's a little bit old, but I decided to throw it in the video anyway. A few weeks ago, at Lincoln Financial Field, there was a big problem. From what I have gathered on Facebook, on Lincoln Financial Field's official Facebook page, there were people turned away at the gates being told that the race was canceled, and then it went on anyway. There were other problems along with this, such as problems with parking, traffic. These are usual problems, especially at stadium events. I recommend getting there early, like literally hours early if you want to go to one of these. The big problem I have is with people being told that the event was canceled and then the event running as scheduled. Not exactly as scheduled, but it did run. And then people were told, no, go home, and they wasted their money. I don't know exactly who's at fault here, and I'm not going to point fingers. It's a mixture between Monster Jam, Ticketmaster, and Lincoln Financial Field. But I believe that something needs to be done about this. They need a refund. If they were told that the event was canceled, then it went on anyway. Usually, things like this have a no refund policy, but I think here we really need to make an exception because to me this is just not right. Before we move on, I will play devil's advocate for a second. The event was delayed, and they might have been leaning towards a cancellation, then changed their mind. So maybe it was some bit of confusion. But I think since the event still went on and they turned people away at the gate, they should still get a refund, in my opinion. Finally, I wanted to leave this video on a high note. There was a track that Monster Truck Throwdown did this weekend that I very much enjoyed. They used the outside of a small dirt track and made essentially a giant Chicago style with some freestyle obstacles on the track itself, and used the grass in the infield as the pits. I'll admit at first I didn't really like the design, but it grew on me as I watched the race, and I think it's a very well designed track and a good idea that we can start using in the future to get to some more venues, especially some quarter-mile tracks and stuff like that. I think this is a very, very good design, and we should use it more in the future. Now, I screenshot these from a video, and it's very hard to really get a good view of it from the shots I was able to take. Thank you to Lego MT Fan TV. I will link the video in description of the one I screenshot it from. But if you watch his video, you'll see what the track looks like in full, and I think it is a beautiful design. That wraps up episode 1 of the Monster Truck Times. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.